Ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Hi, I'm Christeena.
And you're watching
Game of Tomes.
Today we're going to be doing a review of A Handmaid's Tale. If you're watching this, presumably you have not read this book yet, and we're here to convince you to do so because it is very good.
Yes, it is. And it's super important, so listen up.
Yeah. We were shocked at how many parallels there were between what is going on with this book and the real life and what's happening now politically.
And I mean, this was written in like 1985.
That's when it was published.
And yes, and like the parallels of it and today was really eerie.
It was weird.
It was crazy, and it brought up so many good conversations because we read this.
Yes, and I should say that we buddy read this with Andrea from the Overstuffed bookcase.
And yes, and we have Voxer, it's like a walkie-talkie app, and we talked so much
We did.
about a lot of things because of this book.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, like, we talked about the book itself too, but I mean, it's just brings up so many things.
It does. So real quick, what it's about.
Yes. Do you want me to read the back of it, maybe?
What does it say?
Offred is a handmaid in the Republic of Gilead. Gilead?
Mm-hmm.
She may leave the home of the commander and his wife once a day to walk to food markets whose signs are now pictures instead of words because women are no longer allowed to read. She must lie on her back once a month and pray that the commander makes her pregnant because in an age of declining births, Offred and the other handmaids are valued only if their ovaries are viable. Offred can remember the years before when she lived and made love with her husband Luke, when she played with and protected her daughter, when she had a job, money of her own, and access to knowledge, but all of that is gone now. Funny, unexpected, oh, that's just, okay. That's it.
So I'm not saying those things are happening to us right now.
No.
But
Well,
how do you explain it?
You jump straight into this story. There's no, like, background of, like, how things became this way or anything. And you just slowly learn about it because you're just, like, with her living her day-to-day life. And then at a certain point, she does, like, she flashes back every once in a while. And at one point, you do find out how this all came about.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very gradual.
Yeah.
And
it all just comes together.
It's not that difficult to see of, like, how that would happen. Because the way that it happened. And it's just, like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy and it's horrifying. We talked about feminism.
Yep.
We talked about
Politics.
We did talk politics.
We talked about
Policing other women's bodies.
Yep. The right of having a choice, because we're both stay-at-home moms, but, you know, we talked about, like, you know, just to have choices and have your voice heard.
How we want to raise our boys to be
respectful
of women.
Yeah. I mean, it's a really good story, but I honestly cannot sit here after reading this and say, oh, she wrote it because it's a story. Like, I think her true intention was to bring up topics like that,
sure.
and it does.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, if you have a book club, I definitely would suggest you guys reading this.
I really want our book club to read this really bad.
So anyway, let's talk about that more
in our
discussion video.
Yeah.
So if you have read this book, or if you go and read this book, come back to us, and we will have discussion about it, and it will be spoiler-filled, and we can just talk about it all day long, okay? So,
go read it.
It's really good.
And it's really relatively short as well, and it was really hard to put down.
For me, I took a mark off. I think I went through a reading slump in the middle of this book. I had a lot going on in my life, and I was just like, oh, I need to put this down for a couple of days. And when I came back, I was just like, it kind of felt slow. And then the epilogue was kind of weird. And so it's not like the perfect package, but
it is a relatively slow book.
it is a little bit, because you're getting through her day-to-day life, and it's a lot in her head. But it was also really interesting.
Yeah.
And like we said, facilitated a lot of discussion, and we think it's a very important book and everyone should read it.
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to say that. Also, weird, look at this. I was like, who is that on the cover? I was trying to figure it out, and it didn't fit. Like, she has, like, modern clothes on, and I was just really confused. And so I was like, what if that's the author? And so I looked up Margaret Atwood, and that's Margaret Atwood, and yeah, so Margaret Atwood's on the cover, and I was like, what? That's on a novel?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely her.
I don't know if I've ever seen any books that has the author on the cover, unless it's like unless it's a non-fiction or like a memoir or something, you know.
This is probably like a 10th anniversary or something, I don't even know. No, it wasn't.
Okay, so anyway, join us in the discussion after you've read this.
We'll link it down below.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for watching. Remember, when you play the Game of Tomes,
you read or you die.
Come be our friends. I'm Jess, Game of Tomes on Twitter.
And I'm Christeena, GOT.
And I hope you're reading a great book. What is this?